10 years old.
And you 38 now. You ain't supposed to be taking care of her. Why she ain't got no man of her own? Why is she here? Look at that. What sense does that even make?
What is the real
Because
problem?
your mama, she supposed to live here. Oh, your mama broke. Your mama don't want to pay no bills.
Where you work?
I work here.
You
it's
work
my
here? What
job
you do?
to hold the house down. Your mama don't work here.
Your
Your
house
mama don't
down.
live here. She don't need to live here. She don't need to live here. I got you. I don't need to work. I work on looking like I look.
Who bought this skirt right here? Who bought that?
I did with your money.
Who got your hair done? I did. So I
what they got to do with your mama? What they got to do with your mama? Your mama didn't pay for it, so your mama got to go. You got a problem with that? You got a problem with that?
My mama was here first.
It wasn't. It was never discussed.
Always know that.
Listen, I ain't know. We trying to build a family. How we gonna make a family with your mama here? Like what that? Get her to your mouth. What that look like? That don't even look right. That don't even sound right. Oh, I'm trying to raise a family. I'm trying to build a life with a man and his mama. Like, I'm not with that. So you can be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I told her she got to go.
So what you said earlier?
I would hate to be in his shoes. She wants his mama to go.
Welcome to the pressure cooker.
Boy,
you putting your mama out?
Nah, I ain't about to put mama out, man. First of all, if we talking about, I'm talking about from my personal experience. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. But I can see how some of these mothers, like you see how some of these women that are just over the top, they say some of the most heinous stuff, very disrespectful. We see this, but a lot of time we don't see those women as mothers, as a child, that they have a child and the child grow up, and that's how they have that same attitude. So some of these women have these attitudes, they just unlivable. Hell, the damn son can't even really live with them, like talking about it, or the daughter can't even live. It's just how they are. So I get it. I get it. You know, maybe the young lady is frustrated. She tired and she don't want to leave her marriage. But I will say this: the way she's coming at home, boy, you know, it's like she just throwing her hands up, like, this is it. But on the flip side, I don't know how his mother is. Now, his mother might not be a bad woman. She just might have a bad attitude. I'm talking about the wife. The wife might have a bad attitude, and the mother might, she's just there. So, I can see it from both sides. But how you handle it, that's gonna be the biggest issue, and how he handles it. So that's where I'm at with that, man. Because for you to chunk your mama out on her ass, that's a whole you in a whole different stratosphere.
Well, I think sometimes you made good points on it being both ways. But I think there should have been some rules set down before the mom moved in.
But she said her mom was there before. He said her mom was there before she got there.
Well, I maybe so. I don't know. But still, when he chose to take a wife, then it should have been some rules on how the house will work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe and with you pointing out that he said that's why things are difficult, because the mom was used to being a woman of the house, and so you meet somebody, you date this person, and you marry this person, and now you're asking that woman to come in, and a woman wants to take charge of her house, so she may want to make changes in the house, she may want to cook or certain things. It is her house to run it the way she see fit. But if his take on it is, my mom was here first, then what do you expect the woman to do? I'm not a child, and this is supposed to be my home. So I don't care if your mom was here first. This is my home. So I need to be able to function in my home as if though it was my home. And if I can't, then how am I the woman of this house? So you got to make a decision. Do you want your mom to be the woman of this house, or do you want me to be the woman of this house?
That shit just it just gonna be hard for that to work, because man, you put two women in the house together, man. That shit gonna be, and you the man, you in the middle of that shit, man.
It's not hard, because if you have the right kind of mother, most mothers know how to succumb and know what the place is. Because if the mother has been married before and say she's older now and she needs to be careful, she know that she can't run the son house. So a lot of it is dependent on the personality of the two people, and why would you have married a woman that your mother and her didn't get along? Because if the mother was there, then while he was dating this woman, he should have seen some signs there that the two of them wasn't going to be able
And
to
then she was
to
like,
make it.
the wife don't pay no, I mean, the mother don't pay no bills.
Mhm.
And he said basically, you don't pay no bills either.
Well, she's the
So,
wife, so I mean, you married her, and she may be the stay at home wife. A lot of men want their wives to stay at home and don't want them to work. But I guess the wife is figuring the mom is cutting into whatever they, like more food, more whatever. I don't know, but that's a bad situation to be in, because to me, this is just the way I see it, and I'm not a man. But I know you have to choose for yourself. But as a man, if I would have noticed some signs during the dating period before I married this woman that her and my mom wasn't really seeing eye to eye, and I'm the only child and I gotta take care of my mom, that probably would have threw up some questions for me. Conflicts can be resolved before they even happen. That would have been some questions for me. Because I would have wanted to choose someone that my mom and them get along together. And I know things change. Um, People change, but that's just a horrible situation to be in. And unless in his mind was being extremely disrespectful and overbearing as the wife, I would have tried to find another solution. Like, maybe, baby, can we get her a little small place, or whatever the situation. I don't know. It has to be something you could work out, because to ask him to put his mom out on the street, if she has nowhere else to go, that's kind of harsh to me.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's a very. I'm sitting up here thinking, because for a lot of men,
Mhm.
and I would have to include myself in that.
Mhm.
Going back to what you were saying a while ago about the stepdad investing in the stepchild, and
Mhm.
when people feel invested in something, well, when a parent feels invested because of the sacrifices,
Mhm.
and the sacrifices over sacrifices, but then you take on a woman, a wife, or even a husband,
Mhm.
and they really haven't had the years of sacrifice that you have put in, the parent has put in, and they feel highly, highly disrespected when that person comes in and want to be overbearing and want to be placed ahead,
Mhm.
because you putting so much time in it. And some people, the problem is with some parents, they can find a way to maneuver and be like, okay, that's the wife, and it's
Mhm.
okay if she's a little disrespectful, or she wants to be in charge, and he's more leaning towards what she's saying, how she's gonna do it. Some parents are good with that, and I am to a degree, certain degree. But when you come to letting your spouse disrespect me, or if I have a child and you let your spouse disrespect me, I'm gonna see it like this: you pick the side.
Mhm.
Don't bring your ass back over here, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's it for me, bro.
Mhm.
If you think if they willing to sacrifice what I sacrificed for your ass all these years, fine. Then you don't need me.
Mhm.
Don't ask me for shit, because they gonna do what I did.
Mhm.
You pick the side, and they gonna do what I did. They gonna go out of their way and do all that for your ass. And when you done been hard headed, and I still was there for your ass, they gonna do that. So that's how I'm gonna feel. Now we can keep it. All right, I talk to you. Yeah, we'll go on, but don't ask me for nothing. I'm gonna say, go back over there. That's the
I
sacrifice.
just think it's a difficult situation when you have to choose between your mother or your father and your mate. And I know that the Bible says you should cling to your mate, but I just think as human beings, we all should understand there need to be some middle ground to where you're not overstepping your boundaries as the mother and the father, and you're not overstepping your boundaries as the mate. And we should be able to coexist together in some form of way that's respectful, in order and decency. That's the way I look at it. And if it is one of those situations where it just can't happen, then at that time I think you're gonna have to choose your mate. you know, because you made that choice to marry that person. So you have to choose your mate. And you know, your parents have to understand. I never, you know, I never expect my brothers, you know, my dad. I never expect anyone, any males in my family, to choose me over their significant other. And I do everything I can to stay in order with their significant other because I understand the laws of the land. You know what I'm saying? And if you choose a wife, you saying me and that person is one. And so the people on the outside, the other family, the extended family, need to understand. I need to respect them as so.
This has always been my thing, and a lot of
Mhm.
people don't agree.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna always choose what's right
Mhm.
because I can sleep at night if I choose what's right. I
Mhm.
can't sleep at night if I choose somebody and they were wrong.
Mhm.
Just to say I chose you because you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, believe it or not, as time go by, people will forget that you chose them
Mhm.
over, you know, the other person.
Mhm.
When they decide they don't want to be involved, or they something maybe you said wrong and they want to do something, go in a different direction, you know, they'll forget the sacrifices that you made, and they will leave you and then leave your whole family torn apart.
Mhm.
That shit happens more often than you can imagine. The wife is gone, she moved on to somebody else, and there you lay your family, and you done let her come and disrespect everybody. They done fought back and forth, and now you done, the whole thing is just torn
But it should
apart.
never come to that, because if your wife is obedient and she listening to you, then it should never come to that. It should never be a situation where if you say, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna talk to my sister, I'm gonna talk to my mom, I'm gonna talk to my dad," then she needs to stay in her place and let you handle that. So when it gets out of control like that, I agree with you. When it's totally out of control, then it at that time it means the spouse is the problem.
Kevin and Caprice. Let's talk relationship.